Alright. I believe I uploaded part 4, so this will, I guess, be part 5. Trying to keep the video shorter. So anyways, I've washed and dried this chassis. It's been recapped. New flyback. Everything's wired back to the way it was, I believe. And neck board's all set to center. I didn't mess with any of them pots down there. Probably should have wiped them back and forth, but I didn't. So let's take a look at this burn. I can't tell what that says. Definitely is a finer screen, huh? Alright, well, I don't have my tripod or whatever, so I'm gonna pause this and plug it in and hopefully nothing blows up. Isolation transformer on my bench, test pattern generator, ready to go. Okay, minor difficulty here. Wasn't plugged in, so I guess I'll just set you right here so you can maybe hear it fire up live or blow up. Let's hope not the second. Had high voltage. Screen is way too bright. Okay, so I got some crazy waviness going on. Not sure what that's about, but I'm going to find out. Okay, what was going on is the contrast and brightness and everything was just up way too high. So I just turned everything back down to 0 and readjusted, and lo and behold, it stopped wiggling. But man, it's really yellow. So I'm going to shift it over, horizontal that way and get it centered, and then start messing with the color pots to get white. And then I'll be back on. Okay, I figured out here why I got yellow and I can't get any other color. Because we don't have any blue. So I thought maybe the neck board transistor is bad, but you can see if I short it out, I get blue. So the transistor's good. I'm gonna have to try to think about this and see what I can figure out. I'm gonna be working on trying to get blue to work now. Okay. So I got an alligator clip on ground. It's my black lead. I'm set at volts DC. I'm gonna try to do this, but I can't look through the camera. So I'm testing this bottom pin of the transistor, and I'm getting 65.3 volts. Come up here, and I'm getting basically 2.9 volts. Now go over to this pin, and I'm getting 2.4 volts. This is the red transistor. I'm getting 74.7 volts. I go up here and I'm getting a 2.840 volts, and over here on this one I am getting 2.443 volts. Now I'm going to go to the blue transistor. Okay, and I'm going to touch here, and I got 114 volts. I go to this pin, which on the other two transistors have basically 2.9 volts, and I got 1.3. And then this pin, the other ones had 2.45, and I got 0.9. So I have new neck transistors on my stockpile of parts, so I'm gonna just unsolder this. Well, I have that parts chassis, so I'm gonna unsolder this transistor, and I'm gonna try to test it versus a new one and see what happens. And if I get any different readings, I'll pop a new one in there and see if we get blue back. Okay, got blue back, guys. I gotta adjust all the colors now, but Q3 right off the rail where the color comes in. How I came to that is, if I grounded out the transistor on the neck board, blue would come up as you saw earlier, but I just went over everything in the neck board and I'm like, there's nothing wrong, so it has to be whatever drives this transistor. So yeah, found it, and thank God, because I've been doing this for about 2 hours now. Alright, we got RGB back. Still needs to be bumped over that way. It's not wide enough, but it's not on the game board either, so those kind of adjustments I'll make on the game board. Let me try to get it about how my eye sees it, and I can't. It is way brighter than that. Very bright, but that burn really upsets me. I will be searching for another tube. Running the test pattern generator. It's looking good. Alright guys, here it is. This has been burning in now for over 24 hours straight. Focus is still laser sharp. The black light level hasn't changed any. So it's looking really good. I mean, it's definitely better to the naked eye than on this, what this film's recording right now. But here's the K7000 19-inch medium res monitor for Narc. Okay, I'll be down.
Hey.
All right, go eat.
My feet are not there.
So, anyways, it's up and running. It's looking good. I'm not a fan of the burn that's in the screen, but all right, one final thing on this before part 5 is done. Monitor color really looks great to me. The only thing I'm really not a fan of is the burn, but I did finally, rewatching the video here, I seen that it says Narc, but I couldn't to see that day the way the light was hitting it, but with my own eye. But I could tube swap this. This is what would have to happen. Just bear with me a second. And don't be getting all in an uproar when I start saying this stuff. You got this yoke here. The yoke on this tube is just a pinch longer. Like, it looks like to me, the back of this on the yoke on that tube comes to right about mid of this clamp right here. Now, if you've ever noticed most tubes, you have the convergence rings set behind it that are actually separate from the yoke. There's always a gap right here. The first set of rings is the purity rings, and those are supposed to go between grid 3 and grid 4. That's right where the first rings should line up on your neck, is between grids 3 and 4 of your electron gun. So if I found a tube, a Fat Neck 19, that had a similar yoke to any one of these, and there was a good spacing between its convergence rings and the yoke, and I mean like this, I could technically take this yoke and take these rings off, cut all of this off, except for a little tab sticking out of the back about like that, and then take like a small grinding, cut-off wheel on a Dremel and cut slots in it just like this. So when you squeeze it with the band, it'll tighten around the neck. And as long as there was enough room when this was on the new tube, that the convergence rings could go right where they needed to go, I think it would work. My only fear is once I cut this, there ain't no going back. In theory, I believe it should work, but I don't know if I want to take that chance. Depends, how I set my screen up, whether if the Narc's going to line right back up into the burn sections or not, because the way the tube's burnt, you can see where it's burnt, and then there's a clean spot above it, and that might be because they didn't have the whole tube deflecting the whole time since it was new. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll run across the 19 that has the same ohms yoke these do, and same style, and they look the same. Maybe not. You can leave your comments if you want, but see you on part 6. It might be a little while.